Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. How to change persistent negative thoughts? In order to change persistent negative thoughts, one definitely needs to sit in meditation, because that's where you are able to address your unconscious. Persistent negative thought comes in a conscious mind from unconscious. That's how you are not able to negate. Yeah. What is there in the form of a certain bad impressions? Those bad impressions, in order to remove, one has to sit in meditation. And the meditation is called value meditation. This value meditation, the 4 types of meditations are there, which we generally do. One is a relaxation meditation, which we did today. Second is a meditation which is well known. That's called concentration meditation, in which one does a mental prayer, mental puja. So mental worship is for concentration meditation. One may ask, one mental worship, I'm answering that, but let me finish this. Mental worship, you may feel that it gives punyam, correct? But the physical worship and mental worship both give 2 types of results of an action. Each one. One is a phalam, result, which you will experience. The other is a phalam which you don't experience, but it is generated, which is called adrishtam, punyam, etc., which you will never experience. Only it gets translated into a certain good situation. That's how you can infer that I must have done good punya karma, etc. But you can never see punyam. Even attending class, etc. is also punyam, by the way. This is by the way. Swami, this is all your... No, it's not mine. In 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan said even one doesn't gain jnanam, one does this shravanam of this, what he has taught, etc., will generate punyam. In 18th chapter, Bhagavan himself told. So we know. And we can take it that way. But anyway, so you cannot see attending a satsang or a talk on Vedanta, etc. is generating punyam. It's going in my account. Nobody would be seeing that. But it generates. Now, physical worship generates more adrishtam, less drishtaphalam. You get a certain joy. After you finish puja, you get a certain satisfaction, right? So that is a drishtaphalam which you experience. And adrishtam also is generated, which is more. In a mental worship, Manas Puja, which many Manas Pujas have been written even by Adi Shankaracharya ji, Shiv Manas Puja, and even I think Devi Manas Puja is also there, like that. So, all these Manas Pujas, these are in the form of stotras, one can do independently also, one need not have to see into that. One has already a samskara of a physical worship, and therefore one can, in a certain situation when you are not able to do a physical worship, you can do mental worship. Like one is traveling, and that too in a train, suppose. Every day is doing, suppose. Now what to do here when you are in a train? Well, you can just sit down, wash your face, etc., and sit down and do mental worship. So this mental worship generates more drishtaphalam. And that drishtaphalam is a focusing capacity, concentration. That is generated by a concentration meditation, in which, there is a mental chant also, mental worship, mental stotra patha, nama japa, etc. Just at the level of mind, merely at the level of mind. Not mind plus the speech. Some people do Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. No, purely mental action. It's purely mental action in which you mentally relate to Ishvara. So in relating to Ishvara, you may do puja, you may do worship, you may chant, anything. So, well, that is generating, and that's a concentration meditation. Second. Third is a expansion meditation. Expansion meditation expands your mind because ultimately it's mental action, where you visualize something which is very expansive. And base thing is Bhagavan himself, Ishvara in a Vishwarupa, 11th chapter. Virat, that's how Virat Upasanas are there. In Shastra, there are Virat Upasanas. And the description of a Ishvara in form of a cosmic being, where it has been written that the heaven is his head, and the sun and moon are their eyes, and in between this antariksha, etc., this intermittent space is the middle part of the body. Then this is feet, earth is its feet, and the ocean is his bladder, and all these trees and plants are kesha, hair and etc. Like that. It's very, very. You look upon, and that's true. He is everything, and therefore, well, you can visualize in a human form. You are aware of yourself as a human being, having a human form. Then visualizing Ishvara in a cosmic human form is easy. When it has been said that there is a head, which is Swarga, but we know this is head I have. Anyway, so you can relate easily. So expansive meditation are very wonderful in as much as it has a benefit of assimilating certain things which you are not able to assimilate. Any phenomena occurs in our life, certain phenomena are going to occur, but we never want to think about it, we never want to talk about it. One of the phenomena is death, right? Which is going to be a fact. You cannot change. But suppose someone, and every moment, things are dying. Every moment, including the moment itself. Dying means there is no real death in which something becomes non-existent. Scientists themselves say nothing dies in this creation. In this universe, nothing dies. It only changes from one form to the other form. So the previous form is, it has gone, we call it death. That's it. Even the body also we know. It will turn again into elements, cross elements, etc. But anyway, so when death occurs in our life, if my mind is not able to appreciate as some cosmic law, which comes only through expansive meditation, if you have not done, then that same phenomena is too much for you. A death of somebody in your life becomes too much. You feel that as if you only are suffering from this kind of a incident. As if even we tell also that Bhagavan is, he doesn't get anybody else, then he is just behind me, and I know the person is dead, died, and etc. etc. But if you are able to look upon the same death as a cosmic phenomena, then it is going to hurt the person, and there will be pain, but the person will gain a balance very soon, because he is aware of that cosmic law. So expansive meditations are very wonderful. And they give an example of a person who climbed some mountain. When he was in the valley, then definitely everything was big. Right? Everything was big. Means he has some trees up, suppose in his garden. All trees were very big. Now he climbed to the mountain, and he's looking at his own place. The whole place looks this much, including trees, etc. That's how it is. So the phenomena will definitely, when you reach to a certain height, means your mind becomes expansive, appreciating certain cosmic things. Then definitely the phenomena which is occurring at the personal level will have a less impact, especially the phenomena which is death, etc., pain, etc. So expansion meditation, in which, well, of course, there are other things which are very expansive, like ocean, which is full of water and there are no shores. You visualize that. You visualize the sky. Yeah. You need not go to Texas to visualize it. Here itself, sometimes you feel the sky is so expansive, like that. So these are, third is expansive meditation. Fourth is this value meditation, where you take each value, like a value of accommodation, value of value of accommodation, value of something else, value of non-violence, let's say, non-violence, or value of you think that you don't have any pride, you have a humility, value of humility, let us say. You have to visualize each value, not all the values in a single day. Visualize one value and the benefit of value. Visualize in your mind. Take next day a next value and visualize its benefit. Third day, some other value, benefit. Like that. After 3-4 days, take all this, yesterday we were discussing kamaha, krodhaha, etc., all these vices, let us say, and visualize it and disadvantage of it. You have to visualize. After 15 days or 20 days, you start saying to yourself in the value meditation that you are having all these virtues I'm having all these values which I have meditated. You may not be having, please understand. You may not be having, but you say that I am having, because I have thought over it and now I have inculcated it. You say like that. There is nothing wrong in saying. But Swamiji, fact is something else. Let it be. Let it be so. Visualize now that these values which I have thought over in meditation in previous days, these are the values I am already having it. Next day say I am already having it. And one day you find that you are already having it. Really. This is what. And so this is called value meditation. One scientist very beautifully said that even an ant crawls on a hard rock every day, then it will erode the rock. It will erode the rock. Could you follow what he wants to say? So this is what it is. Just say, you are already having. In fact, in Nididhyasanam, this is one of the Nididhyasanam. That the value, the characteristics of the wise person, which has been discussed in the 2nd chapter, 13th chapter, 14th chapter, and I think in 15th chapter, all these characteristics of the wise person, I am already having. Means I am a wise person. You think like that. And in course of time, you develop those characteristics. Otherwise, what is the need of description of a characteristic of a wise person in Bhagavad Gita? What is the need? What is the need? No, Swamiji, so that we can have it. As a sadhaka, of course, Bhashyakara says that way, but this is one of the meditation, one of the contemplation is this. And we find that happens especially here in United States, that parents come with the children. And the children, they, as here brought up, they don't have any value for, bowing down, and to a Swami or even to a God. And and parents tell, salute, do namaskara. And whenever comes, they say. So they just do like this. They do like this. I have seen those children, when they grow up, they automatically do. The value which was not there in them was inculcated by parents in this manner. So doing bhavana, it works best. Therefore, one should have this kind of attitude that the values which I am observing in meditation, since along with its advantages, I am already having it. I am already having it. Well, in that case, one becomes free in course of time from negative thoughts. Negative thoughts, definitely has, vices, etc. I am consciousness, but my consciousness is local. I do not know more than my body and the mind. Why my consciousness is global? Correct. Right. Yes, if my consciousness is local and your consciousness is also local, then what is the boundary line between two consciousnesses? Because you say that my consciousness is here, your consciousness is there, your consciousness is there. Correct. So you say here and there, means you are seeing two consciousnesses. You are seeing both consciousnesses with the help of consciousness. And so how do you see two consciousnesses? And if you are seeing two consciousnesses, please tell us the limit of the first consciousness and limit of the second consciousness. If you can show there are many consciousnesses. What's the dimension of consciousness? There are dimensions in an object of consciousness. What is dimension in consciousness? I would really like to know. I would really like to know. What is the dimension of consciousness? Please tell me. Huh? If it is dimensionless, where is second one? One person said there is a one limitless consciousness, and then there is second limitless consciousness, then there is third limitless consciousness. If there are two limitlesses, one limits the other. When you count two, means one limits the second one, then only you are able to count. Like when you say two apples or two pots, one limits the other, this limits this, both are limited, then only you can count two. In consciousness, how do you count two? Frankly, fortunately, even in English, there is no plural for consciousness. Have you heard consciousnesses? There are consciousnesses. There is no plural. If you can prove to me there is second consciousness, I'm ready to stop talking from tomorrow. It's not challenge. Don't think that way. Just think. When you count something second means definitely you see the limit of first. And if you see then limit of consciousness, then who is the one who talks about the limit of consciousness? Who is that one? What you see is not consciousness as such. It's an inner thing. That's how we were saying today. Well, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, so I don't want to make you bore again and again. Swamiji, that class was so much. But it's not too much. This is, I am singing your glory, I am singing my glory, I am singing Ishvara's glory. Honestly, it's your glory. No one tells in this world that you are so great. Everyone tries to find some flaws with others. Even wife also tells, to a husband, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? So therefore, all the time, people are ready to create a guilt in others. Means you are wrong. Somewhere, because you did not consult me. That's the only thing. You did not consult me, and therefore you are wrong. Your decisions were wrong. In this world, when someone comes, our Veda comes and tells you, you are the unique in this creation. You are the base of creation. You are the truth of everything. Like the clay is the truth of all the parts. Means every part is clay. Means you are everything. What is that? It's an amazing thing. And this is what a human heart wants. Whatever big he becomes, he still wants to become bigger. He still wants to become bigger at every level. At the level of gaining power, at the level of gaining money, at the level of influences, at the level of relationship. Wherever he is, he wants to expand. What will be the last limit? Where all limits will be over. Everyone wants to be Brahman. Believe my words. Everyone wants to be Brahman. Everyone is desiring nothing less than Brahman. That's how the life of becoming ends up in life of becoming. All the time one who becomes is in the process of becoming. Becoming. The Bhagavan also says, Tathastu. Oh, this life, now it's over. You are exhausted. I will give you next birth. Start again. Becoming. Becoming. We are talking about something which is being, not becoming. This is being. I am the only being. That's what we are discussing. Anyway, this is enough, more than enough. So, this is over. How do I discover life's purpose? Wow. Wonderful. That is called Purushartha Viveka. And we did not touch upon this here because I have only few classes. But Purushartha Viveka is behind every pursuit, what I am seeking is very important. So one has to basically, every human being has thousands of things in his pursuit, list. And the list keeps on increasing. By the time you exhaust your list little bit, you gain certain things which you have wanted and you gain it. But you find some 10 more things are already appearing again. It's like our that flight chart on the on the airports. You feel that so many flights have departed, exhausted now, but gad. So it keeps coming and coming. All the time I found the charts full. Earlier I was thinking that this chart, the flights all have departed, so this chart will be empty now, blank. I haven't seen a blank chart. Our mind also, full, some of the flight's desires have already departed. Some are in a process of fulfilling. Some are on the runway. Yeah. And some are yet to come. Yeah, they are coming. Arrival, departure, keeps on going. Anyway, and what are the things we want? Shastra says, as many human beings are there, every human being have millions of pursuits. But basically you see there are only 4 pursuits. Universally there are only 4 pursuits, 4 goals. First is artha. You want certain objects of securities. Should I discuss that? It may consume totally the time. Let me finish other things, then lastly I will take. So I'm not avoiding, please. I will talk about the pursuits, but it will take little time, minimum half an hour. So before that, anybody has question, I would like to complete that. And because if I discuss, then by the time will be over. So I will take up that. No, don't worry about it. Follow up. You anyway from Friday. What is that? What are the all? Can anyone say to me what is this? Who has written the question?
Swamiji, you were saying we heard of samskaras.
Oh, what are the samskaras? And
12 or 16.
41 actually, now 16, yeah.
What are 41 and what are 41 samskaras? They would be doing a samskara every couple of years.
41 has been mentioned in a Veda. But what is popular now in a society, not even popular, but in Indian society, let us say, we are doing not 16 also, but we are doing at least few. Like Simantona in Garbhadan Samskaram and the Namakaranam and Annaprashanam and Vidya, etc. and giving them.
Antim sanskar everybody does.
Yeah, that has to be done. Even Vivaha Samskara is living now. Now, somebody was telling me other day this marriage institution may not survive after a few years. Looks like that. I heard that even in Indian American marriages here, 80% take the divorce. 80% of the marriages result into divorce. I just read that some article. And if an Indian American marries to a Jewish or other one, then the rate is very, very high. And that's how it has been. Somebody was talking on the YouTube, so I just came to know that. Anyway, so when I was discussing with somebody, he said, well, Swamiji, this marriage institution may not survive after a few years, looks like that. So Vivaha Samskara also. Anyway, and as such also people do Vivaha, etc. marriage, then court marriages and this marriage and that marriage. We consider samskara when it involves a ritual, etc. In the presence of a fire devata, you do chanting the mantras, etc. That is samskara. Because it has been enjoined by the Veda, and therefore it should be in the method prescribed by the Veda. Then it becomes samskara. And then Swamiji, but how chanting of this mantra purifies the person's mind, etc. that is that I cannot say. It has been there like this. If you believe, fine. Whereas I don't care all this. That is also fine. If you feel that I don't care, because I can't establish the relationship between chanting of the mantra in a vivaha. When in vivaha also somebody chants Sahanavavatun, etc., that is another thing. Purnamada Purnamidam, that is there. Badram Kardebi, etc. That is another. My point is, because when people are not aware of, sometimes priest also, who is ignorant, well, gets advantage of chanting anything. But basically, what is the connection, I don't know. That's how this talk, etc., the satsang, etc., generates punyam. Swamiji established the relationship. It's all apaurushaya. It's all apaurushaya. This is what has been said, which is beyond reason. What is beyond reason cannot be proved with reasoning, cannot be disproved with reasoning. What is beyond reason cannot be proved with reasoning, cannot be disproved also by reasoning, because it's not within the realm of reasoning. Could you follow what I'm saying? And the subject matter of the Shastra is like this, beyond reasoning. Beyond reasoning means beyond human means of knowledge. Reasoning is based on perception. Perception is a means of knowledge. One cannot perceive punyam. Never. And therefore, to say there is no punyam based on certain logic is wrong. To say there is a punyam with the help of logic is wrong. Then why are you saying? Well, based on Shastra, I am saying. That's it. That's it. Based on Shastra. But we don't believe your Vedas. That's fine. Let's have a coffee and, drink coffee and move around. Walk on a trail. Let's go. We'll talk something regarding Trump or something. Forget about this. Yeah. We want to, this is a scientific era. We want to prove everything is with reasoning. Thousands of things scientists cannot prove. The singularity before this Big Bang, they say, well, we cannot talk about the singularity. They are saying, before Big Bang something must have been there. Big Bang occurred in some material. What was that material? They'd say, well, it's a point of singularity. Well, all the forces also have not come into existence due to higher temperature, this, that. Okay, talk about it. No, we cannot talk it. We just cannot talk about it. Certain things we have to, well, Swamiji, they will find out. Let them find out, and they will find out something else, which is even basis of singularity. There they will say, well, this is beyond reason. We cannot prove or disprove. That's how it is. But anyway, this is within what is related to this world. Perhaps you may apply the logic because it is available for perception, and what is not available for perception, yet its existence is there, etc. Well, you take help of inference, etc., presumption, and prove it. Well, you can do that. But what is beyond reasoning for any human being, not available for perception to any human being, then how will you prove its existence, or how will you prove its non-existence? Entire subject matter of the Veda is like this. Starting from the lokas, punyapapas, devatas, and even Atma, not available for perception. Atma is not available for reasoning. Just because I infer something, I infer Atma. Before you infer, what is there is Atma. I is there to infer. I is there before you think. So it's not available. Am I making some sense in this? Yeah. And therefore, when it comes to demonstration of consciousness, etc., well, let them do. We should not bother about it. Consciousness is never available for any experiments. Yeah.
If you have any other question, then I will keep asking.
Yes. Yeah, only this is left about Purushartha. Yeah, please finish. Yeah.
So, I have one question. Let me just explain. Human birth is secondary to our ignorance and vasanas. And once we are born in this life, given an opportunity, we are able to hear the Shastras and scripture and all that. And once we get the knowledge that I'm Brahman, I'm Atman, and that knowledge occurs in the mind or intelligence, or where does the knowledge
Knowledge occurs in
comes
the
in the
intellect.
mind?
Ultimately, we are determining that this is the thing. When you analyze a given thing, then like you take a flower and you start analyzing what it is. So you made it into fragments. So definitely this as you do that, you develop an understanding that this is the thing. That means the petals are there. Now you break petals in order to arrive at the truth. Then you find certain molecules, chemicals are there. Then their molecules are there. The particles are there. So you are understanding a given object in terms of a certain names and forms. That's what I said, knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but taking the object and you analyze it, what it is. Then you come across new names and new forms. Could you follow?
Yes.
This is what we have.
So the knowledge occurs in the mind and in the
because
buddhi.
nishchayatmika buddhi. So you decide, this is what it is. Yeah, this is what it is. After analysis, this is what it is. So that's a job of intellect. So intellect basically gains the knowledge.
That in a realized person, those who already gained the knowledge and realize that I'm Atman,
Exactly.
They still have to retain it in their mind?
Need not. When you are in a process, you have to retain. Like I have not to retain I am a human being. I have not to retain. Right? Even I am telling that I am a human being, you are thinking, I am a human being. Otherwise you never think of. That I am a human being. This is called assimilation. Assimilation of I as a body. You are not to think of. So, even he doesn't think of. He will not take now himself as a human being, etc. That's the process of assimilation, nididhyasanam, etc. So, one who is a wise person is totally has owned up this. Like I have owned up, I am a body right now. Due to the beginningless ignorance, this person over the years of doing nididhyasanam, etc., now is no more committing an error. It's this habitual error. It's a habitual error, taking body as a self. He is free from that. So he has not to remind himself that I am this, etc. We have to do right now. We are in a process. So because we take again the I am a body. No, we heard that I am basically something to whom the body is evident, etc. So body is object of consciousness. I am consciousness. We may have to do for length of time. Then you will also slowly drop it. Yeah.
Thank you, Swami.
Is it okay to ask?
Yeah.
So when we talk about abidance in the being, which is what you were talking about earlier today, there's no one to witness that being, right? So is it silence?
It's a consciousness. It's just a consciousness to whom everything becomes evident. Even this thought that, I am silence, even also shines in consciousness. Am I right or wrong? Mm-hmm. So that consciousness you are. That's the basis.
So there's no one to assert. But there's only silence then.
What silence? Consciousness is silence. We have seen in meditation. Right. But here, they are synonyms actually. Okay. But let us take I am consciousness. I am silence means, when you say I am silence, at certain time words create a wrong notions. Mm-hmm. So first to establish, be clear that I am consciousness to whom everything becomes evident. Everything is an object to I, the consciousness. And therefore I am associated to every object. I am the only being which gives that beingness existence to all the objects. Because of the consciousness, everything becomes evident, becomes an object of knowledge. So they shine in consciousness, they exist in consciousness. I pervade them in and through, At the same time, I transcend because I am just Satchit, Ananda, etc. Means I am limitless. So this is what first, we have to ascertain. I am Satchit Ananda. Then, what is further you want to discuss? You can say when I am ever pure, I am silence also. Because all the sound is heard in consciousness. When sound is not heard, what obtains? What obtains if sound is not heard?
Consciousness.
Naturally, to say that there is absence of sound. So, sound is not heard or sound is not there, sound is absent, means silence. What obtains in silence?
Consciousness.
Therefore, consciousness is what? Silence. What obtains in silence is consciousness. Means consciousness is by nature what? Silence. Could you follow? This is how it is.
Thank you, Swami.
This is called Shantam. Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtham, Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vigneya, Mandukya Upanishad. Shantam, Shivam, etc. Shantam. Nature of silence. Therefore, I am of the nature of silence. Therefore, even I am undisturbed ever. Therefore, the disturbance of the mind cannot disturb me. Very disturbance of the mind shines in I, which is silence. Could you follow?
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Yeah. Disturbance of the mind comes and goes. Nature can never come and go. It ever is.
Thank you, Swami.
Anybody?
Can I ask a quick question?
This will remain.
Okay.
Person who has asked this question must be waiting eagerly that it has been not answered.
Okay, then I
Yeah,
want.
please. Okay.
So really fast, you mentioned earlier about how you cannot prove or disprove consciousness using the intellect and the rational mind, right? And do you have any comment on the concept that the real experience in the heart of consciousness, it moves from the cognitive rational explanation, ultimately for it to really be established in this human body is through the heart, and that's where it really lies. Because a lot of what we're doing here is exploring consciousness. We're listening to you through your voice, and then our brain is processing. It's all still at the cognitive function, but then that's all through reason in the beginning, but then it has to move beyond that. Do you have any comment on me? What does Vedanta say about that?
I would say the functioning which is happening in the brain, etc., that with that you can infer that a conscious principle must be there. But that doesn't prove that there is consciousness. They may say the brain itself, with a certain, the brain is generating consciousness. And that's how this is able to do. They may say that, and they are saying, why not? They are saying that there is no consciousness which is independent principle. The brain itself is generating consciousness. That's how they say. And therefore they are measuring, with certain things, etc. We say consciousness is not available for measurements, etc., for observation, etc., because it is not an object. It is ever the subject, etc., etc. So that is their way of seeing.
Thank you.
How do I discover life's purpose? Yeah. So basically, one should think like this, which I said it's called Purushartha Viveka, and that is we generally talk about it, Purushartha Viveka. So we have to zero it down. That the Purushartha in life, the purpose of life is to gain this goal of freedom, moksha, etc. But that is, one has to do homework for that. And the homework is like this, that basically any human being, in any human being's life, there are only 4 types of goals. One is, which is a goal of securities, gaining certain securities. And what are the securities which people keep as the goal? Well, simple. All our money and power and other things, position, relationship, home, etc. is meant for securities, generally. They are all meant for securities. They are not meant for, money later becomes a source of getting joy, etc. That's another. But initially, money, power, all influence, relationship, all generally meant for security. So we are interested in gaining security because I feel insecure. I'm insecure, that's a conclusion of myself, and therefore seeking security outside is also very natural. If I am insecure, how can I see myself as a secure being without gaining security, so-called securities? Well, that's for one pursuit in human life is gaining securities. The second pursuit is a pursuit of a pleasure. And securities are also of three types, basically. Certain securities is called economic securities. The second one is emotional security. Yeah. So in a relationship, etc., well, definitely you want to have a relationship with the people who will not shatter you emotionally, because that you feel definitely threatened. And so second is the emotional security. And third, social. Yeah. In a society also, well, you live with a certain norms, etc., because you feel your name will definitely be spoiled, etc. So there is insecurity is there. Therefore, you behave in a society also with a certain norms, etc. So that is social security. So there are three levels of security, and various objects accordingly you desire. And those objects become a goal. The second is a pleasure. Three types of pleasure human heart is seeking. Three types. First is a sensory pleasure. Yeah. Sensory, at the level of senses. I hear certain music, I like it. I love it. I get joy. I see certain forms, right? I go to Bahamas to see a beautiful ocean and these and that. So, well, you love it to see certain things. So that is also a sensory pleasure. And then level of taste and everything, certain items you like, so it gives a joy. One is a sensory pleasure. Second is an intellectual pleasure, which is not sensory. Pursuing a certain discipline of knowledge. Why you are in so-and-so, you are in a so-and-so branch of this science. Why you are pursuing that? Well, I just love this subject. So whenever the person, pursues this studies, he gets joy. And when he pursues and learns, and in that he gains clarity, gives joy. When you solve a certain puzzle, you get joy. It's an intellectual pleasure. So second is the intellectual pleasure. It's not sensory. It's not sensory. It is at the level of intellect. And the third is very few people have, but they have, and that is aesthetic pleasures. Yeah, aesthetic pleasure. Musicians enjoy. Painters enjoy. If you tell me that come to this painting gallery, within 5 minutes I will visit and come out. And there is no kick. I feel that I have wasted 5 minutes. So, go to these kacheris, Kacheri they call in Chennai. Music, it's a festival, December. All beautiful Carnatic music festivals are there. And I have gone several times, and within half an hour I come back, leaving behind my friend. He says, he comes at 2 o'clock in the night, 3 o'clock. I said, what are you doing? These are doing, and what is that to enjoy in that? No infrastructure. All grass here. So, yeah. Aesthetic pleasures are wonderful. You need a structure. You have to develop that infrastructure to get a joy. Otherwise, it's not a cake for everyone. But like sculptures also, beautiful. Certain arts. Even getting a joy of drinking coffee. You enjoy a certain brand of coffee. You won't enjoy any other thing. If you give me any coffee, I would be happy. Even a Starbucks or this or that or Narsu India, or even Nescafe. Swamiji, can't you find a difference? I said, I don't find difference. That person feels so bad. This is not a coffee you should drink. This is not a coffee you should drink. Come along with me. Let's go to this. Starbucks. Yeah, let's go there and see the coffee. Don't need no infrastructure. No infrastructure. Everything looks same. So 3 types of pleasures are there in human life goal. Sensory pleasures, intellectual pleasures, and aesthetic pleasures. And one pleasure is different from other, the other different from other. Third pursuit, very important. Most of the people don't have that as a goal. 99.99999% of the population, human society has only these 2 goals. Security is pleasure. Security is pleasure. You don't go to Bahamas for security, definitely for getting joy. So like that. In fact, you spend securities, money. That's true. You spend securities in order to get joy. You spend securities to attend a music concert, right? So definitely, artha is not a kama, kama is not a artha. They get transformed, etc. Sometimes the person, the musician who gives the concert gets a joy also and gets security also. So there is no, I don't want to go into, but there is no clear demarcation. But we know that certain things we are seeking in our life as a security. Certain things we are seeking in our life as a pleasure, for pleasure. The third pursuit, which only few people have in this world, and that is also pursuit of pleasure. Pursuit of pleasure. That is called dharma. Dharma is a pursuit of pleasure actually. Here this joy comes not through, not enjoying sense object through the senses. Here the joy does not come through solving a puzzle or pursuing a certain discipline of knowledge. Here the joy is not due to the particular infrastructure developed and enjoying a certain things, etc. This joy is purely born of alleviating someone's pain. Joy of harmony, joy of friendship, joy of alleviating pain of someone. When you definitely help other person in order to make him free from certain pain, definitely that gives you a joy. Very few people. Doctors enjoy that. Doctors are definitely enjoying this. And definitely this requires a certain infrastructure, a different type of infrastructure. A infrastructure which makes you sensitive to your surrounding. You cannot have a dharma as a goal if you are not sensitive. Cannot. So definitely you need a certain knowledge which develops an infrastructure in you, which results into a certain attitude. Attitude of helping. Attitude of reaching out. Attitude of always, yesterday only we were talking about that compassion. Definitely needs understanding. Compassion is not born of just a certain kind of an emotional break or like that. It's born of understanding. Sensitivity, a person is sensitive is a cultured person. Definitely cultured person who has this type of sensitivity. A professor of medicine, I think, he told in his first class of the MBBS students that what your mind doesn't know, your eyes will not see. What your mind doesn't know, your eyes will not see. It's very true. Symptoms are all over in the person, but your mind doesn't have a knowledge of that disease. Even though you are seeing with the eyes, yet you are not seeing. So here also, while definitely developing a sensitivity for others, helping others, putting oneself into the other situation, and then developing an empathy, all this needs a basis of knowledge. So if that is not there, even though you are seeing the person, you are seeing them in pain, but because sensitivity is not there, you don't alleviate the pain. And there are people, they are least bothered. The person may be in a depression, person may be in a pain, maybe crying, person leaves, just leaves the person. So dharma definitely is this. You are supposed to help. If you are there in his or her place, you would have expected the same thing from others. Therefore, what you are supposed to do, when you do, gives joy. That is how any good action you do, even though you may be toiling, you might have gone, you have done some work for the person, where you have taken a lot of pain yourself, but at the end you enjoy it. And we give always a story of giving laundry, etc. That also is. I am supposed to do. And I do. May not be once a week, maybe after 15 days. But till you don't do, that lies with you. I am supposed to do. I am supposed to do. Every morning when you throw the clothes in that, I am supposed to do laundry. Sunday is coming. I am supposed to do laundry. Sunday is coming. I am supposed to do laundry. That's okay. Let the Sunday come. But no. What you are supposed to do, that all the time reminds you. The day you decide to do, and you do, perhaps while doing you may not be feeling so good, but after you finish it, and you have not taken even a cup of tea, where is a question of eating good lunch and etc. But somehow there is some joy inside. The day you decide to do, to call parents, every day you come from the work, oh, I have to call parents, they are waiting. Oh, I could not do, I am tired today. But every morning you get up with this guilt. Oh, I have not done. The day you decide to do and you do, there is a joy. It's not a sensory pleasure. It is not an aesthetic pleasure. It's not an intellectual pleasure. It's a different type of pleasure. This happiness, makes you grow as a human being. Artha kamas are common. Dharma really makes you mature. More the maturity, more the joy in life. So just artha and kama pursuits, person's life may not be a happy life. Externally many things are there. And even modern smile, yesterday I was talking, modern smile also will be there. But inside volcano. Because simple reasons are there. It's a life of conflicts. Having just two pursuits. Dharma is a pursuit. Definitely you grow over your own fences, conflicts. You grow over your likes and dislikes. Certain things you basically you like to do, you are not supposed to do and you don't do. Certain things which you dislike to do, but you are supposed to do and you do. Like getting up early in the morning and doing exercise or go for a walk, jogging. You don't like to do. But you are supposed to do. Doctor advise you and you do. How do you feel? Just think. Instead, when you are supposed to get up early in the morning and you press the alarm and wake up after 2 hours, you definitely wake up with a sense of guilt. Sense of guilt and also a sense of worthlessness. Somebody asked me this question in email, how to develop self-confidence. I don't have a time. But more you follow dharma, etc., more there will be acceptance of yourself. Yeah. More acceptance of yourself. Because you know what you are supposed to do, I am able to do. So you accept yourself. What you are supposed to do, you are not able to do, in your own eyes, you fall. In your own eyes. Because you have value for something and you are not able to cope up with that. So therefore, even our values also like that. We have a value for values. Value of accommodation, you have a value. That's what you ask from others. Everyone should forgive you, accommodate you. Who said you to do? How you have developed a value? But I have developed a value. I have that value. I'm sorry. Not develop. I have that value from birth. So you expect from others means it's a value for you. And you don't do to others. So value of accommodation is there, but you, because of fulfilling your likes, dislikes, etc., you have used your free will. You have used your free will in going against the value which you already have. Therefore, you fall in your own eyes. Self non-acceptance. Such people will have a least self-confidence. They will feel they will not be able to achieve anything in this life. Yeah. Because a simple thing, getting up in the morning, he could not achieve, for which he might have value. Or somebody might have told, a Swami might have told, oh, you are a spiritual seeker, you should get up in the morning. Or a doctor might have told, get up early in the morning and go for a jogging. You have already a lot of sugar and this, that. So at least that value he has in his mind, and he is not able to cope up. The guilt is nothing but a self non-acceptance. If it happens again and again, one loses a confidence, trust in oneself. Therefore, dharma is really a big purushartha, which makes you grow, which gives you a lot of self-acceptance. You love yourself. You love yourself, and others also will love you. Everyone has a value for dharma. Right? Everyone has a value for dharma. So others also love. Sometimes what happens is when others love us, we feel love. We have a love for ourselves. Otherwise, we all the time condemn ourselves. This person has a love for himself just because he knows these are the things I am supposed to do. I have value for this and I am doing. Therefore, there is no conflict. There is total self-acceptance. Self-love is the one thing only. Self-acceptance, self-love. And when you love yourself, you love others. What is here gets reflected. When you are angry with yourself, that anger comes out to others. You love others. So this person becomes a center of attraction, a center of love for others. But otherwise, anyway, so you grow. Where there is self-love, don't you think the person is enjoying his life? Definitely enjoying. To enjoy the life, certain times you don't require big things. Yeah. This person who is following dharma gets joy in a simple things. When you don't get a joy in a simple things, you have to do something very big to get a joy which will be very costly. Very costly. Yeah. Simple things give a joy. What simple things, Swamiji? Doing something which he is supposed to do. He is not depending upon a sense objects, certain things to get the joy. His joy is based on his own free will. Free to get joy. Does simple thing means helping a simple thing in an ashram. Suppose somebody has fallen and you definitely lift the person, giving you joy. When you get such kind of joys from simple things, you don't need big things in life to get a joy. Very costly. Very costly. So dharma makes it's a very important purushartha. So this is to be initiated. Otherwise, human life begins with arthakama purushartha, ends with arthakama. No growth. Therefore, no joy. It's simply, this is called a drag. Going Monday going to the work also he doesn't enjoy. He's supposed to do. He does somehow because he gets a salary. So he does. Yeah, he's not enjoying the work. That's a job dissatisfaction, and these are many things are there. Anyway, so this person who doesn't have this kind of a dharma as a purushartha, definitely his life is a drag. He waits for the Saturday or Friday rather, Friday, waits for the Friday. And as the Sunday night comes, he will have a worry from tomorrow again I have to start. Yeah. So there is no joy between Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday, I'm sorry. Yeah. And Saturday, Sunday also he cannot be in the home. Or he can't sit. He has to go somewhere in order to forget himself. Yeah. What a life. Ishvara has not given life like for this kind of things, where you have to wait for the joy. Simple things are there, free will is there, you tap upon it, get joy. And finally is a moksha purushartha. Well, I said in the morning, but there is something, lot of things has to be told. I am not able to do, but that is, once you discover that once you are having a dharma purushartha in your life, then definitely you gain a mastery over your fancies, likes and dislikes, because your free will is more inclined to dharma rather than inclined to your own likes and dislikes. More inclined to dharma means inclined to Ishvara, because everything is a manifestation of Ishvara. Dharma also is a manifestation of Ishvara. Ishvara means samashti. And samashti means, it should be there everywhere. Dharma is in everyone's head. Where the free will is, there what you are supposed to do, that knowledge is given to you. Where free will is given, there itself, how to exercise the free will is also given to you. The list is given to you. What I am supposed to do, you know. You have not to ask to a Swami also. In a given situation, what you are supposed to do, you know. Everyone knows. Except a very complicated situation where really what is dharma, etc., you have to think, but otherwise you know. And therefore, so definitely you gain a certain mastery over your own likes and dislikes, fancies. And more dharma means more sattva, right? More cheerfulness, more self-acceptance. Such a person is qualified for the last purushartha called moksha. But what is moksha? We will have to live. What is this freedom? Freedom from what? Is it a negative definition, or it is a positive definition, etc.? Well, now we don't have a time. So, but these are the, so how do I discover life's purpose? Life's purpose is what you want in your life, you have to see. What you want in your life is peace, security, etc. Or you say freedom. Freedom from insecurity, you say, either. Same thing. Freedom from insecurity, freedom from limitations, freedom from this agitation, conflicts. That's what you want? Yeah. That's what exactly you are. So purpose of the life is to know yourself. That's it. Life will be fulfilled. Because you are fullness. Limitless consciousness. You are fullness. Swami, it's enough. 8:35. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So morning 7 o'clock we'll